Welcome to the Business and Bubbly podcast. This is the place for women in business who are on the journey of building their big ideas and want to have fun along the way. It's for those of us who also know we aren't meant to do business or life alone. Hi, I'm Charity Majors, your host and the founder of Business and Bubbly. Think of this kind of like the can I pick your brain chats that you've always wanted to have with those who are doing epic things, plus business besties, hype girls, and getting into massive action towards your next big idea all in the same place. Oh, and bubbles, because if you're not having fun along the way, you're not doing it right. Together, we'll unlock what it means to be seen, known, heard, and championed all along the ups and downs of entrepreneurship and being a woman in business building big dreams. Each week, I'll bring you a quick sip business tip, as well as interviews from top experts that make you feel like you're getting bottle service for your business. We're having the raw and real conversations and chatting about all the things, the messy middle, the pivots, scaling, the good days and the bad days, because here we do real. It's where we can work hard, play hard, cry it out, and dance it out all at the same time without being judged. This is a place where we are in the arena together and we are each other's biggest fans because most of us have enough comments from the cheap seats. It's where our too much is par for the course and where the gaps of our not enough are filled in by the other epic women that are around us. It's where we can be unapologetic about the mission we are on, about the big dreams on our heart, and the business we are building without having to be perfect or have it all together, or even pretend to. It's a supportive community where business is being done amongst like-minded women, because when money gets in the hands of good women, great things happen. It's a place where you have the support around you to get out of your comfort zone and go after your big ideas, because even when you fail forward or when you reach the top, you know it won't be alone. Also, if you know anything about me, you'll know that I'm obsessed with creating platforms that lift up other women to be seen and heard and known. So with that in mind, I'd like to invite you to list your business on our directory called Find Women in Business. All you've got to do is text the word directory to 833-231-8098, and I'll text you the link back to get your free listing. This is also a great way to connect with other women in business from around the world, so definitely check it out. And now let's get to the good stuff. Grab a glass of your favorite beverage, Prosecco, bubbly water, or whatever your flavor is, and let's dive in. Are you with me? Here we go. Hey sis, welcome to the show. I'm your host, Charity Majors, and this is a quick sip episode where I'm going to be sharing a quote from one of my new favorite books. It is called The 16 Undeniable Laws of Communication, and it's for those of us who are communicators, of us who speak, who we know are called to be a voice. If you have a podcast, a blog, a book, you know you have a message on your heart, then hands down, get this book. It's by John Maxwell. He is one of the GOATs, one of the greatest of all time. And fun fact, it's been a while. This is a long time ago, but I'm actually one of John Maxwell's certified leadership coaches. So it's really fun to always circle back around to not only his incredible leadership content, but when this book came out just recently, I had to get copies for myself and for our chapter directors, and it's been amazing. Fun fact, I'm actually doing a fun little book club with it. We have our first call coming up. It's going to be exciting. Anyways, squirrel. I'm going to shoot that squirrel and come back to the main message. But there's this quote in one of the laws, and it's the law of collaboration. And I'm actually going to break some of these laws, or kind of summarize and go over some of these over a handful of chapters. I'm actually dive deeper into the law of collaboration, because obviously being a woman in business and having our mantra where we are not meant to do business or life alone,
collaboration is a big part of this. And yes, you've heard me say, or kind of almost like push back a little bit on this collaboration over competition mentality, because we actually believe in collaboration and competition, that healthy competition within the context of team, within the context of community, is actually a really, really great thing, right? So if you haven't heard those episodes, there's a couple of them where I talk about it. Check those out for sure. But the idea is, I'm going to give you an example. So I used to play volleyball in high school, college, actually went over to Europe to potentially play professionally, decided it wasn't my jam, came back to the States. But if you've ever played a sport, there's typically multiple players vying for the same starting spot. So for me, as an outside hitter, I ended up being a libero, which is the defensive player. Loved it, had an incredible career, All-American, all this fun stuff, right? But when I was outside hitter, we had multiple girls that were vying for the same spot of that starting spot to be able to play, obviously, on the starting squad. And for us, like, the girls were they were my friends. Like, we were in the same classes together. We'd study together. They were my best friends. We'd go out on the weekends together. We would hang out together. Like, in this context of team, not collaboration, competition was actually good for us because it actually made us better, right? So we actually believe in collaboration and competition. So just quick side note for that. And now I want to get to this phrase that's in the 16 Undeniable Laws of Communication by John Maxwell. And it's in his chapter titled The Law of Collaboration. And under this law, he talks about how some of his best thinking has been done by others. And I love this, first of all, because not only is John Maxwell one of the greatest of all times when it comes to being a man of wisdom, as an expert, like literally like the leaders leading the leaders of leaders in leadership. Like, he's the GOAT. But he talks about how, like, even with the book that he wrote and multiple books that he's written, and how when he speaks and he gets feedback and all this different stuff, and he's been doing it for over 50 years and has spoken thousands of times to hundreds of thousands of people. And he's so humble in the way that he says, actually, even my best thinking has been done by other people. And he talked about how he collaborated with people on the book. And he said, these are my ideas. How can we make them better? And it just showed like this beautiful, not only humility, but also recognition that there is power of not just one mind and the one perspective that we personally see things in, but it's also what an incredible testament to the power of the collective mind, the power of the collective perspectives, that when we get in the room, when we ask for feedback, when we say, yes, here's my idea, here's my feedback, here's my idea, here's my hopes and my dreams, here's my business, here's my whatever. And I'm actually open to you sharing your genius in your perspective. Maybe you have experience. Maybe you're going to see something that you're going to see a hole. You're going to see something that could fall apart. You're going to be able to help me shore this up. You're going to help make it better. You're going to help expand on this idea so that when you bring this idea to the table and when you leave, it's actually better than what you could have ever done with it by yourself. So whether that is an idea, a business plan, a book, a speech, or whatever it might be, that some of your best thinking, some of your best plans, some of your best projects, some of your best ideas, whatever it might be, can be done by other people. And when you come into a space, into a growth environment, something like a mastermind, like what we're doing at our Rise Summit in September, at the end of September, this is the space where it's like you're going to have some of your best ideas actually thought of by other people to make your idea, to make your business, to make your brand, to make your plan even better. And this, my friend, is why we're not meant to do it alone. I can share I'm going to share two stories with you. So one of our girls, she came to our summit last year, and she actually didn't even have a business. She was just going because she wanted to get in the room and be inspired and be by other like-minded women. And so she came, and by the end of the weekend, she had had some amazing conversations, so much so, and I was even one of the girls that talked to her, so much so that she literally left Summit with a business idea and launched it a couple months later with the business partners, with a couple women and connections that she met. It is now a pop-up childcare that she is able to bring her team to other events to provide childcare. She sets up shop at a couple co-working spots that she was able to now provide childcare for moms that are working, and that she was able to really connect moms with moms and babies with babies. And she's killing it, and she's loving it. And it all started because of the conversations that happened in the room. And another gal, she came with the business plan, with the business that she currently had, and came to our summit last year. And what was really fun was with our summit, we have obviously keynote presentations, and we have breakout sessions, and we have roundtable masterminds. But here's where a lot of the magic also happens that you're not necessarily going to get, whether it's online or even just watching a digital course, is the magic also happens within the conversations of the room, the conversations in the hallway, the conversations that you're having while you're cheersing your biz bestie with a glass of champs and a glass of bubbly. And it's the side conversations that are actually sometimes even more magical, to be honest, than like what the keynote speaker is going to share from the stage, which, don't get me wrong, we have incredible keynote speakers. But here's the thing, is that she came, she had her business plan, like she had her business, it was really great. And she was loving like the roundtable masterminds and getting some strategy and email marketing and loved it. And then one side conversation literally transformed the trajectory of her business and gave her the connection that she needed, that she was looking for, that she thought she was going to get from the round table. She thought she was going to get from a breakout session. She thought nope, it was literally a side conversation. I think it was in the bathroom. Of like with one of the girls, I think it was in the bathroom, and it literally was like the conversation, the strategy, and the one connection that she needed, and to scale her business more than what she ever even thought when she got there. So here's the thing. Again, sometimes you're like, your best thinking can be done by other people, but that doesn't happen by staying solo and by staying at home. That happens by getting in the room and getting around other like-minded women who are open-minded, who love your dream almost as much as you do, who are going to be your biggest fans along the way, who are going to kick you in the butt in the places where you feel like you're stuck, who are going to help you get the clarity that you want, the tangible takeaways, the inspiration to keep going when things get hard, and the tribe and community of women that will be there with you, whether you fail and when you reach the top. So here's my invitation to you, is to actually get your ticket to Summit today. Get it today. Tickets are selling. We are like getting low on spots. We're about to make some really fun announcements for, I'm not gonna lie, like an incredible keynote speaker that you know her. I know you know her. If you know anything about Instagram and know anything about Reels, you know her. And you're going to want to be in the room and learn from her and hear from her. And so go to businessandbubbly.com/summit and get your ticket today. Quit wasting time. Quit second guessing. Get in the room, because your best thinking is going to happen by other people. And yes, we're going to hear from our incredible speakers, incredible roundtable masterminds, breakout sessions, all that stuff. But it might just take the one side conversation. It might just take the one connection that you need that would not happen otherwise unless you were in the room. Because when we have come together at our last two conferences, our last two summits, they have been amazing. And the women in the room are amazing. And yes, you're going to hear great content, but people come for the content, but they stay for the connection. They come back for the connection. I can promise you that we have both. So you're going to come for incredible content and incredible connection, but it's not going to happen without you getting your ticket to our Rise Summit, because together and like Bubbly, we rise. Go to businessandbubbly.com/summit. Get your ticket. Join us September 29th and 30th in Boise, Idaho. It's going to be an incredible weekend, not only with inspiring speakers, tangible takeaways, the clarity and confidence that you are desiring for your business and the connections that you need to get to the next level. We're not meant to do it alone. We're meant to go together. And this is a big part of that. So will I see you there? I actually want to see you when you get your ticket at businessandbubbly.com/summit. Send me a message, Charity Majors or Business and Bubbly on Instagram. I want to see your ticket. And I will be your biggest fan and cannot wait to give you the biggest hug in person when we get in the room together at the Rise Summit. All right, my friend, have an incredible day. As always, cheers to your success. And I can't wait to see you at the Rise.
Thank you so much for listening to the show. I hope it brought some value and some fun into your business and life. Remember to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast, and even share the episode with a fellow business bestie who you know will love it. It helps us continue to attract top-level guests and reach more and more women who are on their journey in business just like you. Remember that when money gets in the hands of good women, great things happen. Cheers to your success.